final score, Wrexham 4, Altrincham 0. Before I go any further, apologies if you're watching on the video for my jaunty 1960s Batman movie camera angle, but I have been dislodged by Laszlo, my cat. He is the boss of the house, and he knows how to find a sunny spot. On this occasion, it's the podcasting chair, so he gets... sorry, mate, you enjoy the sunshine. So, it's on the beanbag for me. My knees are killing me, but hey, he's the boss, and anyway, he knows where the sunny bits are. It's always sunny in Wrexham. Wrexham beating Altrincham 4-0. Oh, my word, what a magnificent way to round off those 7 home games. An incredible afternoon. First 10,000 plus crowd since the Boston game, and the team put on a real show for them as well. It was brilliant. Great goals, great individual performances, absolutely fantastic from start to finish. And yeah, a lot of us were a little concerned with the current financial climate at the thought of having 7 consecutive home games. I mean, that's a strain on the wallet. Would the crowds naturally go down? Well, they've risen. It really was fantastic. The atmosphere magnificent, and goodness me, Wrexham put on, like I said, quite the show. Unchanged, all these home games we had exactly the same 11, and we got off to a glorious start. We're leading after 126 seconds. Toes with a long throw-in. There's a bit of head tennis. Aaron Hayden gets the assist for laying the ball off with his face. Although, to be fair, it was a smart piece of play. The ball's bouncing high up in the air, bobbling around, and Hayden just backed into his man to protect that ball. It bounced off him to Jordan Davis, and ooh, what a finish. As on the rise, lovely half volley, just putting his laces in the middle of the ball. The keeper had no chance. Really clean strike from about 10 yards, and Wrexham had the advantage, and it was relentless after that. Altrincham had been in good form, but it was tough for them. We were pressuring their defenders. We were forcing mistakes. The intensity, the pace of our play was terrific. And we were making chances. Davis feeding the ball forwards to Mullin. Palmer with a cute dummy to let it roll through to him. Mullin putting James Jones one-on-one with the keeper. Thompson coming out. James Jones trying to dink him. Brilliant save by Thompson, who'd gone to ground, but managed to raise his arm and get a strong hand on it and push it behind for the corner. That corner led to a bit of a scramble, which ended with a cross. Aaron Hayden looking to channel the spirit of Marco van Basten and attempting a mad sort of hitch kick volley from an impossible angle. He didn't make contact. The ball went out for another corner. That one came in. There was another little scramble before they got the ball clear. But their defence were panicking. They were actually, I've got to say, Altrincham were playing quite well. Ryan Colclough's a good technical player, and he was taking the game to us. But we were holding them at bay pretty easily, and then at the back they really were struggling. Young getting the ball in midfield with a clean tackle. Altrincham man went down. Referee rightly said that it was a dive. Ball carries to Davis, who beautifully flicks the ball over his shoulder and his marker, and then pops around the other side to feed Mullin. Mullin punching a 25-yard drive towards the bottom left corner, and another excellent save by Thompson, lunging low down to tip it round the post. But the second had to come. The 29th minute, Young sweeping in a corner, and Mullin meeting it with a brilliant header. He's unmarked at the far post, but it's coming with pace behind him, and he somehow managed to stretch backwards and get, using the power on the ball, divert it into the top corner. Fantastic finish by him, and Wrexham really started piling it on then. Within a minute, a lovely move. It initially started with Young trying to play a through ball after a Davis dummy. It didn't quite work out because of a really good interception, or Hall Johnson would have been around the back of the defence. But it came back out again. Davis fed it into the edge of the area. Mullin with a little back heel. James Jones threw on goal again. His off the ball running was tireless and magnificent. This time he's denied by a brilliant last ditch tackle by the centre back Kyle Ferguson. But the corner comes in. Davis meets it with a lovely back-heeled effort from about 8 yards. A third excellent save by Thompson, lunging low down to his right to scoop it out when it looked destined to go in the corner of the net. But he couldn't hold us off forever. 33rd minute comes the next goal, and what a goal. James Jones breaking play up, driving through the middle of the pitch, laying it off to Mullen, who smashed it first time as it entered the box with his right foot, ripping it into the top right corner. What a strike by Mullen. 2 goals from in 4 minutes, and Altrincham now reeling. And 2 minutes later, it's 4-0 as well. A little indication of our superiority in this first half. After that third goal, Jordan Davis goes off to change his boots. So we scored this goal with 10 men. Mullen's filling in midfield, but still, we're dominant. Young feeding the ball down the sides to Hall Johnson, who's breaking into space down the right. Now Palmer, the lone striker, doesn't attack the box. Alty drop off into the box. There's no one to mark. Palmer waits on the edge of the area. Hall Johnson gives him a perfect cut back, and from the edge of the box, he just slams it into the top right corner. Tremendous finish. Wrexham 4-0 up and coasting at half-time. The second half, as you might imagine, was rather different. Wrexham were not going to exert themselves. We made all 3 tactical substitutions, but we still were comfortable. 3rd minute of the second half, Davis feeding Young, who put the ball over the top. Mullen, Davis put it over the top. Mullen, 1-on-1 with the keeper. Flag goes up for offside. It's an incredibly close call. Having looked at the footage again, it's really, really hard to tell if he's off or not. He doesn't put it over the bar. I think he and Thompson didn't realise that the ball was dead, so I guess he would have missed. But yeah, that was a chance for a hat-trick that he was desperate to get. Wrexham made a tactical sub. 9th minute of the second half. Aaron Hayden given a well-deserved rest. Tyler French coming on in his place. Good to see French on the pitch. And within a minute, he done ever so well. Costello feeding the ball into the box. And there's an opportunity for Hancock, 1-on-1 with Dibble, which French denied. Excellent cover around the back of his defence to come in and make the tackle that stopped him from getting a shot off. And then Wrexham back on the attack. A cute free kick by Luke Young down the right side of the box to a great run by Millen. He hits a shot from a tight angle, blocked behind from the corner. And then from that, Young swept it in. I think Mullen was getting a bit involved with Thompson, the keeper. There was a bit of grappling going on. And Mullen, in the end, ended up jumping in the 6-yard box and it coming off the back of his head and flying wide. Thompson was angry and was having a go at the referee. I didn't hear a whistle, though. So if he managed to keep control of it, then it would have been his hat-trick. Wrexham pushing on again, halfway through the second half. Mullen feeding Jones. He worked it out to Hall Johnson. A bit of a copy of Palmer's previous goal as Hall Johnson pulled it back to him, but Palmer couldn't keep on top of his shot this time as he tried to sweep it in the top right corner and put it just over. Jordan Davis given a rest. McAlinden comes on to be a lively figure in the closing stages. And to be fair to Altrincham, they look to make Christian Dibble work for his clean sheet. Mooney, who'd been very busy on the right-hand side, cutting inside and drilling a powerful shot from 20 yards. Dibble, the ball burst through his hands a bit, but he managed to get enough on it to force it over the bar. Jarvis came on for the last 9 minutes, replacing Mullen, who looked a bit miffed to be taken off when he was on a hat-trick. And within a minute, Altrincham had their second attempt to pierce Dibble's defences. It looked like a blatant foul on Luke Young in midfield. Nothing was given. There's a 3-on break for Altrincham. The ball was fed to Colclough in the left channel. He drove it across Dibble, who got down well to hold on to it. A sharp save. In added time, Wrexham could have got the 5th. Max Cleworth with a good break down the left-hand side. Palmer pulling it across to McAlinden, who's 7 yards out. Maybe took a touch when he didn't need to and couldn't get his shot off. But it came back to Palmer and he lashed a powerful shot from the edge of the box, which just grazed the bar. And that was it. Wrexham able to take the foot off the pedal in the second half and coast to victory. A tremendously impressive performance. The only dampener, of course, being that Stockport got an injury time winner against Solihull Moors, because it looked like we were really going to close down the gap. But there's still time. There's still time. Looking at the performances, well, Dibble made those 2 saves. Well, was pretty unemployed apart from that, to be honest with you. It crossed the back. Yeah, Hayden, impressive as ever before being withdrawn. French had a good, lively game, driving forwards, tackling well. That really good challenge on the cover as well. Tozer, massive as ever. driving play forwards, commanding in the box. And then Cleworth again, another impressive game and spending a lot of time coming forwards. The wing backs did well. Hall Johnson, better end product from him this time. He got an assist. He was a constant threat. This was prime Hall Johnson, I thought. And again, McFadden, I really like McFadden, and he's always taking those high positions on the pitch. He's always looking to link play up. I like him. He's an intelligent signing. In midfield, I'm Young and Jones. I mean, you know what I'm going to say. The Tylers, how the hell? They were everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. The ball to midfield, one of them was on top of it. I mean, their work rate was terrific. Jones's running forwards was excellent. Young's passing was good. Davis's passing was good as well. He had a good game and took his goal beautifully. And then up front, Palmer's had better games, in all honesty. But he still was a hell of a problem for the centre-backs to deal with, and took his goal with aplomb. And Mullen, two superb goals. And could have got a couple more as well. Thompson making a great save from him. Terrific all-round performance. It was hard to pick him out of the match. In the commentary, we went for Paul Mullen out of a choice of many, simply because he'd scored 2 fabulous goals, which, to be fair, is a good reason to give him out of the match. On reflection, I think I'm leaning towards Young, actually. I might go Young, but honestly, I mean, there were a lot of good performances to pick out of that. Tremendous stuff from Wrexham in front of a fabulous crowd. Made a hell of a lot of noise and had a great time. Wow, that was a treat. Got no reservations about letting old Laszlo have my seat, if it means that I can talk about games like that. With a final score of Wrexham 4, Altrincham 0, our biggest ever win over Robins, I'm Mark Griffiths from Wrexham AFC.